Each day, as your eyelids and the sun and your body rise, you face infinite possibilities. Each new morning does come with its own unique blend of miracles. The work that we commit to right now is to prepare our heart, our mind, our body, and our spirit to receive all of the day's blessings.
Watch this before you do it.
I partner with you
In my case,
through the Arise ritual to help make this awakening more fit. That is, full of flexibility, intention, and tone for the day ahead. Let's begin by committing to making this day your masterpiece. We start by setting our intention right now. Begin your day with a mantra, a prayer, a statement of gratitude, or a song. For me, nothing sets my mind in the morning like Longfellow. O gift of God, O perfect day, whereon no man shall work but play.
can you imagine a day that's more playful?
Through every fiber of my brain, through every nerve, through every vein, I feel the electric thrill, the touch of life, and it seems almost too much.
I'd like to introduce you now to 10 maneuvers that you can do here in this space to help initiate flexibility and tone for the day ahead. So we're letting our physiology catch up with our new position. Let's start to activate this gluteus maximus. If you count out the number of hours that you spend a day, either sitting here or lying on this backside, the truth is that in the developed world, we spend most of our time here using this more as a foot. You feel how your buttocks is splayed out, it's relaxed. Fire it 5 times right now. Tell it 2, 3, 4, and 5. You should feel yourself rise up off the bed. Biggest muscle in the body. You've just set the tone for great metabolism, better management and control of your blood sugars. You just did yourself a favor. Additionally, we want to address the spine in this new position. And I'm telling my back muscles to get back where they belong. That's easy, isn't it? Back muscles back. When we work at the computer, when we sleep, when we drive our car, these are all movements that rotate our shoulders forward, open our back up, and put us in an unhealthy position around our spine. Let's shove off from the dock, shall we? And stop right there. Stop right there and appreciate your powerhouses, this strong, powerful muscle group that we call your thighs or your quadriceps. how strong they are. Give them a good pounding. You know, you are made of tougher stuff than you think. Feel that. In fact, those muscles like that. Now, spread your feet just a little bit, more than shoulder, whatever's comfortable for you, and try to keep your toes pointed forward. We're gonna activate the upper body and the lower body at the same time to give our heart a little bit of a workout here, okay? So simply squat down, and this may be it for you. This may be it. This may be it. This may be it. You determine where you're comfortable and come back up to victory pose. Back up to the top. Great work. You feel things opening up even more? Let's have a deep breath. Excellent, and out. Now, let's get moving, shall we? You can use the bed as you make your lunge position happen as a nice rest for yourself. Remember, we talked about balance and being in an alignment. So as much as possible, get your feet on a straight line if you can. And the purpose of this movement is to, again, help our pelvis rotate back into a proper position by lengthening through the hip flexor and contracting the glute. And if you want to put a progression in, you can raise one hand. If you're more comfortable with your hands on your knee like this, you can do that. Just make sure you feel a bit of a stretch. And I'm adding a second progression if you can, and then come back. And let's not forget the back of the leg. This hamstring is not isolated to just the back of your thigh. There is a fascial band extending all the way from your heel up to your lower back. And by reaching down and stretching the hamstring here, we're doing our whole backside a favor. That's great. If you lose your balance, it's okay. That's why we have the bed here. Not a problem. You're working towards balance. And I tell you every day, if I'm not focused, I lose my balance. We're gonna come back to middle. Don't rush over. I know you're smart and you're thinking ahead, but we're gonna stop right here, wide base. And let's squat down. Wow, that feels good. Because of the types of stretching we were doing there and activating, this feels really good. It's doing our pelvis a favor to open up and stay right here. Let's come down and give our brain a little tickle with some oxygen-rich blood. You're a happy monkey swinging in the tree. Just go side to side. You'll feel some lengthening through your little monkey limbs, the back side of those legs, okay? And again, oxygen-rich blood is perfusing your brain. And we're gonna come back up. You may feel a little bit dizzy, it's okay. That's how your physiology works. Your body sometimes needs just a second to catch up with you. Isn't that the case? Sometimes you feel like you're actually running ahead of your own body. We're moving away from that philosophy of living. Okay, now, those of you who want to rush ahead, we're gonna move to the left side, okay? Remember the importance of this. We're opening up the hip flexor. Because of that position in the night, this became tight. Our pelvis hyperextended, putting too much pressure on our lower back, and we want to combat that. So Maximus, get to work. Activating the gluteus maximus, stretching through the hip flexor, allowing the pelvis to assume a more natural position. I'm more stable now, and I will tell you that I'm weaker on one side, the left side here, than I am on the right. You may find that as well. If you want to put a progression in, you can raise one hand. If you want to do another, you can put a second. There you go. Just hold it for a second. Be kind. You're still getting started today. This is movement preparation. You're just preparing all the muscles of your body for whatever movement is needed in the day ahead. And be kind to the back of the leg. Stretch that hamstring. And things are opening up, so you might be able to get a little bit deeper here. You don't have to stress or strain, but darn it if that butt doesn't go to sleep. Turn it back on. It'll get the picture, okay? And as it does, remember, it's helping your posture and your metabolism. Your physiology is changing by waking up these skeletal muscles. So important. Come back, stretch the back of your leg, the hamstring. This posterior fascial band from your heel all the way up to your lower back is thanking you right now and allowing the pelvis to rotate into a better position. Come back here and get your breath for a minute. Oh yeah, my body feels warm and open. I can feel my body in alignment, and it actually feels like it takes less energy to maintain this position now. It's just naturally more tone in my glutes. I feel open here, and this is much easier, okay? Good. Now gently come together, stand here. Bring your hands up and stretch. Yep, you are almost there. You may already be experiencing your vital capacity. Deep breath. This is great. It is gonna be a great day. It is already a great day. Boom, hit 5 of them right here. My right leg is forward, I'm about 90 degrees. Use this if you can get all the way down to the floor and just do 5 of these, rocking. Imagine you're walking upstairs. You're gonna need these muscle groups working like this. Okay, we're coming down to the floor. And take your time, use your bed like I am here. Come down on one knee slowly. There's no need to rush anything here. And give yourself about arm's length space from the bed. And you know what? This sailing vessel of yours is not being sailed alone. Somebody let a little doggy on board, and that doggy's got to mark his territory. Yep. You maybe need to do the same. You think you do. This is opening up the hip, okay? Opening up the hip, and it's activating a different part of that gluteus maximus. And we're gonna just do some swivel work here. Guys, opening up, get that low back. That's great. Now, right arm comes forward, left foot comes back, and you've got a little kid playing with the dog here, and they're pulling his legs. And you're stretching. What does that do for you? It activates your back muscles, so important, and it helps open up this accordion of life, these billows of life that are wrapped around your heart. We're going back into what's called down dog. And the important thing I want from you here is to focus on stretching your calf muscles. I'm taking my left toes and I'm showing you my right calf is being elongated as I try to push my heel down to the floor. That's great. Well, we're shooing that dog off the ship, and now there's a cat on board, and that cat's gonna rock. You know, cats are the kings and queens of stretching. Have you ever seen a cat move without stretching before it moves? Hardly ever. I'm rocking my back, the middle of my back, up to the sky as high as I can, and I'm gonna exhale. Good. And I'm gonna gently come back through that range of motion and look up, and remember how your scapula, your shoulder blades feel right here, because we're gonna come back to that in just a minute. And I want you to just let your scapula slide back towards your spine. Just come into it, keep your arms straight, your elbows straight, and just let the scapula rotate or slide across your back. You're opening that up. You want them to be very comfortable sliding back so that your shoulders aren't rolled forward, okay? That's it, about 5 times, one more here. I'm up, and I'm just gonna let it slide back to the midline. That's it, very good. Okay, feet come out, and I want you to hold a plank position right now. You may not be able to get there. If you can't, just come down to your knees, but if possible, come up, even if it's just for a second, and come back down. Prove to yourself you can do this, and if you can't, this is one of your goals, to be right here, okay? Good, and then you're gonna walk your feet up if you can do it, just like that. This body is almost ready to set sail. Wow, it feels good. We're gonna do what I call the great 8 push-ups. And that 8th one is great, and you'll see why in a minute. So initially, I'm gonna work this back a little bit. My hands are shoulder width apart, and I'm just gonna do a simple push-up. Coming down and up, and as I come up, I'm putting the force on the outer aspect of my hands, and I'm rotating my elbows in, and I'm squeezing my chest. If you think about it and do it just like that, it really works nicely on your chest. That's one push-up. Wow, feels great. My upper body's getting the proper attention it deserves today. And now my hands are going from shoulder width to my thumbs touching together. And this will really help work your triceps and the medial aspect of your pectoralis major. You've got a major on board this vessel of yours. Now my hands are going wide, real wide grip, and I'm coming down again, and you're doing great. Offset, left hand's forward, right hand is back, and I'm coming down and touching my chest. If you can, If not, you can just come down to here. That's fine. It's a start. You take the first step, okay? Be comfortable. Now my right hand goes forward, my left hand is back, and I'm coming down. Maybe this is it for you, and you come up. Now when you're doing this, try to keep your core muscles here strong. Hands so that the fingertips are pointed towards each other. This is unusual, but you know what? Life is unusual. It's not always predictable, is it? Now my fingertips are pointed out, okay? And I'm coming down, and I'm coming back up. Here it is, the 8th grade push-up, and it's not really a push-up, it's a recovery maneuver. So I want you to do this right now to prove to yourself you can catch yourself if you unexpectedly have a trip and fall today. Come forward and back up. And you may want to let the family members know that this is part of your routine so they don't come rushing in to make sure you didn't hurt yourself. Your first step forward today is a step of courage. And like our falling and our recovery in our push-up position, this first step of courage is going to be with authority, okay? As I do, left foot first, watch this before you do it. With authority. You say, wow, I didn't think I was supposed to step like that. As a matter of fact, you have both slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. Much of what we've been doing is activating your slow twitch muscle fibers. This is proving to you that your fast twitch muscle fibers are ready to go as well. Be rooted in your position. Feel the earth with your feet. Remind yourself of your intentions. And before you run off, I want you to set your vision, set your field of focus right now. You've seen your doctor do this to you before, or you've seen him do it to someone else. But I want you to take both your index fingers like this right in front of you and stare right through them. You mean business on this day. Stare right into them and move them. As you look straight ahead and pick a point, slowly move your fingers apart. Let them drift. And when you no longer clearly see your fingertips, stop moving. That's your lateral field of vision. That's the most you can focus on with any power in a given moment. Now come back, you're almost done. I want you to raise your fingers, looking straight through them now. Open up, pick a point on the wall straight ahead, and slowly spread them apart. And when you lose perception of your fingertip clearly, you stop right there and look up and look down and see. This is my vertical field of reference. I'm about here and I'm about here. This is my power zone. This is my area of focus. Anything beyond that is potentially distracting. You are in command of your vessel, this sacred vessel. You've reached vital capacity before you even step foot out the door. The world can hardly stand it. The electric thrill of life is running through you. God bless you this day.
I'm so pleased to have a daily routine. It has really helped with my strength, with my enthusiasm, with my vigor. I began with some simple stretching and some exercise in bed, and then I proceed to meditating by the side of the bed, which includes an intention for the day. My intention is generally the same, to approach everyone with loving kindness, to know that everyone that I interact with is my beloved. And that's really a wonderful way to start one's day. Following that, I complete my exercise, which takes about 8 minutes. I call it Great in 8. And then I have a simple breakfast, usually nuts and fruit and some water. Sometimes when I have a little extra time, it'll be a strudel like I'm doing today. And I began this because of Dr. Adam Miller, who was once my student and has become my teacher.
We all need an occasional stirring of our inner child and reminders of the youthfulness stored up within our mind and body. After working on the morning ritual with Dr. Weldon for 2 weeks, I saw my mentor standing in a more confident posture and radiating vigor in his words and actions. It was amazing to see his transformation and hear him talk of how little changes in perspective and habits can yield such big results. Try the Arise ritual for 2 weeks and see if you, like Dr. Weldon, become a more fit individual, that is, more flexible in both body and mind, setting and living by your intentions each day, and experiencing greater tone in thought and in your muscle.
A wise man once said, "People grow old only by giving up their ideals." Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up enthusiasm wrinkles the soul. One of the things I do is I do my notes while bending my legs at the knee, and it's just a nice way to exercise while I get my work done. Another thing I can do is I'll do some lunges between my surgical suites and get some good quadricep function going, and it's all wonderful.
The discipline of intention setting provides the power to push through the weight of responsibilities that so often blanket the waking mind. As we achieve a higher perspective on the day, we acknowledge that the body, like the mind, is prone to rebellion. Thus, we need now our morning ritual to effectively prepare our amazing human organism for the physical mastery needed in the day ahead.